Hello everyone and welcome to the Ultimate Gaming channel. Thank you for joining me in today's video. We're gonna talk about car setup. About my car setup and how I build the car for all around. Like for all runs, what I'm doing, I use similar setup. I just changed then a few things. But first let me say thank you for supporting the channel. We've reached the channel goal of 1000 subs and I appreciate that you're supporting the channel. So let's now dive into this. So we have 5 panels and 5 doors, guys, and 2 bumpers, of course, and that's the car body from which you can get this car integrity, right? So 5 doors, 5 panels and 2 bumpers. And now you will see now my build. So I have Olympium doors everywhere. Then I add just 2 insulated panels, 1 anti-corrosive door and 2 lead plated panels. And everything else is the attachments, and I use all-terrain tires, right? So now why I build the car like this? Let me show you all this in the workshop now. So as you can see, we have 7 doors, 7 panels and 8 bumpers, so it's all the same. Only addition is this powered bumper here, because it's the best bumper against the explosions and the impact, and you want to use this in the end. But let's see, let's start from doors. So it's the same, doors, panels and bumpers are all the same. So we have crude, steel, insulated, lead plated, armored, anti-corrosive and Olympium. And now when you start playing you will have crude, of course. You want to move to the steel immediately, then later to armored and to Olympium. Why? Because crude, steel, armored and Olympium are basically the same. They are all protecting against impact and explosion, and they just give more stats. So 30 and 0, then 5%, this is like 10 and 5, and then Olympium door are the best, the most health and the most everything. So you want to start building crude, steel, then armored and then Olympium. And you always want to have at least half of the car. So 5 doors and panels mixed to be all armored or all Olympium, like what I did with my car here. So half is Olympium against the damage, and then I mix the panels just to add a little bit of whatever I need. So let's say, again it's all the same. So we have insulated doors, electrical resist, and it blocks charged. Then we have lead plated, it's radiation resist. And we have anti-corrosive, that's acid resist, and it's the same with all 3. So insulated panel, lead plated, anti-corrosive. So you want to have half of everything to be against damage. So let's say you start playing, you will build all crude, then you will unlock steel, you will build all steel, and then later when you start unlocking these, you will again build steel and then mix with insulated and lead. Once you unlock the armored, you stop using steel and crude, you just use the armored for half of the car, and then mix again with insulated lead or with insulated lead or the anti-corrosive, sorry. So half of the car against damage, let's say armored, and then you add 2 of these, let's say 2 of these, or whatever combination you want, depending on these conditions here. Let's see, E6, C4, A2, then A6, A5 and A3. And I want to clear now a few of these. So let's say this one is not good. Again, okay, just conclusive blast. So now you see all the junctions on top are mostly high damage. These anomalies and everything. So meteorite madly magnified explosions, conclusive blasts. That's all against. It's dealing a lot of damage, these anomalies and everything. So then I want to clear this one, let's say anchor party and exhausting explosions again. So it's all against damage, so you need to build your car, at least half of it, with armor. With the parts that give the car an explosion and armor, like what we said, armored or Olympium is the best. If you don't have that, you start crude, steel, then armored and then Olympium, and then you mixed these with all the others, so with anti-corrosive, insulated and lead plated. And then the addition is only the bumper, because you want to use Lim-Shield always. As soon as you unlock this, you want to use this at the back because it only uses 0.25 power to activate, and then it can stay on for as long as you want. That's very good. So use Lim-Shield at the back as soon as you unlock this, and then you can use, for maximum protection, you can use both Lim-Shields all the way until you unlocked these last two. Why? Because every other, you see the health 45, 60, 60, 60, and only Olympium bumper and the powered one have more health than the Lim-Shield. So it's 70. So you can use both Lim-Shields on the front and on the back as long until you unlock these. So Olympium and powered, and then you just put this one or this one on the front and leave the Lim-Shield on the back only, and that's it. And now I built the car, so all Olympium. I have 2 lead plated on the front, so a bit of radiation resistance. This here gives me a bit of electrical resistance, and I block charge with this. And I have only one anti-corrosive door here, so if some acid splash me from balloons or whatever, I have at least 20% anti-corrosive resistance. It's a Lim-Shield on the back always, and because I unlocked the powered bumper, I always use powered bumper at the front. I use reinforced headlights because it's the most durable, and then I use lim-chipped because it's the fastest. And with this engine, and if you use this engine with these tires or the off-road, you can climb any mountain, you can just drive through everywhere. And that's why I use the most strongest machine, just to be able to climb wherever I want. And you want to use all-terrain tires, or yeah, let's talk about the tires a bit. So spare tire is shit, it's only good to if you don't have anything else. Then the summer tires, only road rating is good, so you can use these tires, let's say, for the zone 1, because it's mostly roads, because this tire is only good on the road and it sucks and everything else. Then this off-road tire and the all-terrain tire are actually the best tires to use for everything. This is the best tire for off-road, so if you want to go to the Myers or somewhere where you know you're gonna drive mostly off-road, you just use these ones, and you cannot make a mistake, because with these tires you will, again, if you have any engine that is not starting engine, so lim-chipped, turbo light or whatever, and you add these tires or the all-terrain tires, you will be able to climb almost every hill, mountain, whatever you want, and it's very good because of that. But again, these tires are not so great for the road, but for the off-road, the number 1 tires is this one. Then the puncture-proof tire is actually good only for the road, again, same as the summer, but it's very bad until in the water, and off-road is not so great. But you can use these tires when you go on the runs, when you see there are lots of anomalies that can damage your tires. And then I use this, but I rarely use this actually, because I always use off-road, all the all-terrain. Let's go to the pedal tires. So this is actually shit tire, you will never use this one. It's only water rating AA. You can use this only in the Myers if you are gonna go through swamps. But again, when you get out on the road, it's practically, you don't want to use this one at all. So then we are on the all-terrain tire. This is for me best overall choice for everything, because it's all A rating, so you can go through water, drive through roads, off-road, whatever you want with these tires. Very good tire, durable, and it's not that great in the cost. I mean, when you compare this with powered one, then this one is just best for the road. Again, they suck at off-road, they suck at water, and they use the constant battery power to work, so 0.9 per second. You don't want this, because this tire is only flying at the road, but everything else is shit. So what I recommend is use off-road tire. If you are going in the Myers or the off-road, where you're gonna drive mostly off-road, you always use these ones. And for everything else, guys, you just use the all-terrain, and you cannot make a mistake. So that's all about the tires. You never want to use spare tires. You don't want to use summer tires only at the zone 1. Then at the zone 2 you want to use these ones, or when you drive off-road, you use these ones only for the road again. And if you go on the junctions where are lots of anomalies that can damage your tires, and only then. Puddle tire you will never use, it's shit tires. And then these all-terrain are the best tires for everything. power grip only for the road, but again, lots of downsides. So best tires are the off-road and the all-terrain, guys. And that's it about the tires. So now I'm using all-terrain, as you can see. So this is my build for all around. I use this build to go everywhere. I only changed these lead plated and these insulated and these doors. Depends on the junction conditions when I'm picking a route here. So if I, let's say, want to go just through the mires and I want to just gather corals and whatever is there, and I'm not gonna go to third zone, then I would just change this to off-road and maybe add more like radiation resist or whatever, because you don't need that too much Olympium. But this is like all-round setup, you cannot miss with this. So if you don't care for Olympium, you build armored. If you don't care for armored, you build steel ones. And then you mixed these that are against the damage with everything else that you want to add. Because now this electrical, it's 25% electrical resistance. I have two, so it's 50% electrical resistance. And these parts actually give this like stats to all around this part. So this panel is now attaching to this, let's say, and to this door. So all electrical resistance is around this part, right? So this door, anti-corrosive door, is actually anti-corrosive with the panels and all the back of the car. So I'm protecting actually charge at the back of the car. I'm protecting from the radiation more at the front if I run into cloud or something, whatever. And everything else is Olympium, guys, for maximum damage reduction. Use all-terrain tires, and for attachments I have one fuel side tank, one side battery, one side storage. Here I usually use the wind turbine and or something else, but now I have two storages. And on the roof are always resource scanner and roof floodlights, usually if I'm going on the runs for the resources. And that's it. I use Lim-Shield at the back always, and powered bumper on the front. What else? When I open the trunk, it's all augmented because I unlocked everything. And then I always add here my repair tools, so Olympium torch, plasma charger, fuel cans and everything are always here in this one, because that's the closest one when you exit the car, and it's closest to the tank. If you want to now refuel, it's all here, you know what I mean. If you want to charge the battery, it's again here. You just get out of the car, use this, go here, charge the battery, and you are ready to go. So, and everything else I load in this trunk and this one on the back sometimes, but usually here is one of these 4 attachments that we can add to charge a battery. So I will just say a few things about this now, because I will make a video only about this. So lightning rod, mini turbine, micro hydro generator and solar panel. So I mostly use only the mini turbine or the hydro generator, because this one generates power while it's raining, and the other one while it's like wind or whatever. So, and when you drive a car, you actually produce the wind, so you can use this one always, mini turbine, and it will give you like 0.10 power. And that's it about my car setup, guys. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked what you see, please consider liking, subscribing and commenting. And thank you again for supporting the channel. We reached the channel goal of 1000 subscribers, and I very much appreciate it. So thank you again, and join me in another video, guys. If you have any questions or whatever, just add them in the comments.